We're live, and the recording button is illuminated, so I can tell you that it's working. It's session 17, time to build a kingdom.
Pop it for president.
For real this time.
Pop it for president.
Kingdom time.
All right.
Choose Pop it.
So, okay, enough. All right then.
Who's
Now that
doing
you
battle
guys have
music?
come back. Oh, is that on? Oh no, it's just forest music.
Oh,
I don't
that
know
might
who's
be
doing
me.
That's probably you.
Birds. The birds
Yep.
chirping.
But yeah, and we've got forest music, which we actually don't need right now. So, we have gotten to the point of creating a kingdom. I hope you guys have had some time to think about what kind of kingdom you would like to establish, and maybe what you would like the kingdom to be called.
Hoppiton.
Names have never been good for me, but I've definitely been thinking.
Yeah, I have a couple, like, at least ideas of directions we can take. But let's, I want to definitely talk through that. Is that our first point?
Your first point, yes, your first point is I want you guys to think about and discuss what you want your kingdom to be named and what you want your capital to be named. Those will be the first two things to figure out.
Hoppit land. Hoppiton.
That's one direction we can take.
That is no.
I was
no.
thinking because of like some elements in the party. Does anyone have any ideas like with a dragon motif?
We've got dragon and fire. I think the only thing that we really need to that we're missing out on is you should be riding a riding drake, and maybe Island could have some more fire spells, or puke a dragon or something instead of bugs. We all hit fire and dragon. Yeah,
we might get there. I mean, there was in Pathfinder. This item might exist, but in first edition there was an item to give to a horse where it would get Pegasus wings.
Ooh.
So there might be an item where we can change into where it gets dragon wings.
Maybe we can make something happen to get you a dragon mount at some point.
Or maybe I'll get a dragon mount.
Play the game and see where things go.
By the way, I do have fire spells. I just find the needle darts more effective.
Oh, fair enough then. Yeah. Then the one without magic is the only one really. Well, what about Misha? Does Misha have
Yes, Misha has an affinity with fire. Yes, which not many people know about. He
But,
I
do have.
not a game
Oh,
question.
no, Luna. Bad kitty.
I just need a flame room.
But yes, he does. He does.
Yeah.
He has flaming magic.
Luna tried to use my work keyboard as a pillow, and it didn't go well.
No.
So what do we think about a dragon motif? Like, are we yay or nay?
Well, I had a quick question. Do we know roughly where our place is going to be?
That's also important. Picking our
Yeah.
heartland.
So that is important. You need to select one of the hexes that you have explored that is south and west of Oleg's.
Oleg's is this, right?
Yep.
Okay. So south and west.
By the water.
Do we want by the lake?
We also need to be near a river, I think, don't we?
Yeah, we need to be
if you guys pick that hex right there, remember that was the Stag Lord's fort, so you do know that there is at least structures there.
Oh yeah, we can utilize the
be...
structures.
That's a good way.
Yes.
And then we'd have multiple waterways to utilize.
Yeah, I think that's very important for us.
Yes.
Stag Lord with a drunk. Do we really want to take after follow in his footsteps?
Well, we would utilize the structures and repurpose them,
Hmm.
Yeah, and I think we would try and get
and then
rid
we'd
of
have a real government.
Like,
any
use it as
sense of
corpse
what that.
fertilizer. You know,
Think of
like
it as cannibalization.
well, no, I'm just
The-
I'm being serious. Where something good will now grow out of that.
Yes,
Yeah, like
we
a
need to
fungus.
we need to cleanse that, and that's
Yeah.
where you died. So we need to clean that and wash that away.
Yeah, I like that cleanse. Yeah, I like that.
I was
Does
merely
everybody else?
offering an opposing viewpoint to Ray's question.
Sure.
It's a valid argument.
Plus, there's
What
it's
is
a starting structure, right? Wouldn't that?
It was a fortress, a wooden fortress, so we would be able to use that as if we wanted to gut the wood, we would at least have a pre-existing dug foundation to replace it with stone eventually, or something like
So,
a hall, a fortress, anything like that.
so if this was a video game, when you hover over the hex, it would say, "If you start your kingdom here, you will get a town hall for free."
Yeah.
Nice.
What do they do?
Sorry, player's brain is really obnoxious when it comes to like resources and a lot of building because the player knows a lot of real history, so I'm like, ooh.
The town hall gives you a +1 on, I think, either like diplomatic checks
Hold on
or
one
something
second.
like that.
Let me-
I don't have it in front of me, but I know where it is.
I'm trying to bring the rules up.
I had you a moment ago.
It's in the rules, but there's also I sent a link at the very top of the thing that does structures.
Here we
Just a
go.
list of structures.
Oh, really? Hey, where's the dock?
It says legacy content, but ignore that.
Reduce unrest by 1.
Oh,
Yep.
structures. Got it.
That's a good thing. We
Yeah, that's a good thing.
That'd be
Stability.
great to start off.
There also are currently undead rising from that location.
Yeah,
is
there
true.
was. Yes, on that one side that we went in, we were attacked by undead.
Were they rising from there, or was that? Did we ever figure out whether that was like on
We did
purpose
not
or an accident?
finish. We did not finish resolving that situation, but I feel like that is something we should eventually figure out, and we could reach out to our Cobalt friends if necessary. Oops, we have trade friends nearby.
So just so you guys are aware, no matter what hex you go to, Lady Jamandi will be sending a contingency of soldiers to clean out that hex before you move it.
Okay.
Nice.
So when you guys pick where you're doing things and how you're building your capital, the first turn of it is basically funded and handled for you by Jamandi. The charter determines what you owe for that.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're doing that type of charter. Got it.
That is the kind of charter it is. Yes.
Okay,
What kind of
deal.
charter is it?
The grant
It's-
charter.
A grant.
Well,
Okay.
it's not the grant charter. It's which charter you decide. But
Oh,
Either way,
that's
we
what I'm-
owe
Which
something.
our options are conquest, expansion, exploration, grant, or open.
yeah.
Hello,
And this
I am back.
partially
Sorry,
plays
I lost
into
internet.
Oh, dang, didn't know you were tucked out.
yeah, he posted. I was like, oh no,
Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw.
lost his internet.
But
Welcome back.
yeah, welcome back.
Hopefully, I haven't missed too much.
So what
deciding
kind of
on
charter
where.
you and I'm explaining the charters for a second.
Okay.
So like the charters are sort of you guys deciding how much you guys are going to do on your own versus how much support you want from Jamandi and what or how much you owe for that support. If you should decide to choose it. So that is what those kind of charters are.
Oh
Uh-oh.
no, that doesn't sound good.
Yep, that wasn't good.
Hello.
No.
Hello, goodbye, hello.
So I do still lean towards utilizing what was the former Stag Lord's hex because of it giving us access to not just the lake, but two different access points of rivers, because that will give us way more utilization of trade in two different directions.
If you guys look at your larger map, you know that that lake also splits off into another 3 rivers to the south. Which
so
then
5
also
points.
goes further. Yeah, it can lead. There's rivers that lead off map that are attached to that lake.
This could make us a huge trade post, so it would really be good for us.
We definitely want to I guess the kind of parts of these decisions end up boiling down to like a meta aspect of what boosts they give us. And so yeah, lake or river gives us a boost to economy. And is that something that we want to have a focus on as a kingdom?
It will if we don't want to have a direct focus on it, having a free boost to it is very helpful.
Yeah. Makes sense.
My only concern, which I don't know if it's a mechanical concern in the system, because I don't know, is building where the Stag Lord was technically would stymie growth, because we only can grow in one direction and it pushes people farther from the lake.
I don't know if that's true or not. Like
No.
No what?
No, you can grow in any direction because the other hexes around us aren't necessarily water.
Yeah, we could become a lake town or a lake city or whatever. Build in all of the hexes around it.
Yeah, and here the thing is you can only develop hexes you've explored, so you just need to explore more. The more hexes you explore, the more you'll be able to claim and then clear out or settle.
Ew, that's not a pillow.
So, like, yeah,
a free
now,
town hall and a boost to economy, so long as we're like with the acknowledgement of like it's just free economics. Yeah, I can't see any argument against that. My only pitch was going to be somewhere in more of the greenbelt area, because forest or swamp will give us culture, and I thought culture would be an interesting or important thing to go, or at least something that Dura will push for.
Also,
Dura,
are you okay with putting our landmark where you died?
I did not truly die there, as I am still here.
You rested.
Took a nap.
Also, depending on the type of charter, depending on the type of charter we negotiate, that will also help with culture.
It's true. It's true. Like all of these things end up factoring into it.
But from that hex, we won't be too far from the green belt. So if we do need to access resources like lumber, it won't be super far.
We also could build more than one settlement.
Yes, eventually.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, you can build almost immediately.
Well, Aylin's
Like-
thinking in the realistic short term into the medium term.
I don't think we want more than one settlement for a little bit.
Yes.
At least until a kingdom turn has passed. Doing it immediately is like a lot. That puts a
Yeah.
strong demand on resources that we don't necessarily have yet.
Luna, stop moving closer to the keyboard. It is not a pillow.
Okay. So let's real quick go over what kind of kingdoms you guys want to establish, and let's pick a charter. So
Excuse me.
what do you guys want to focus on the most? Are you guys going to be focusing on your economy the most? Your culture, your stability, kingdom loyalty? What do you guys want to focus on?
I would-
Aylin would lean
ahead.
more towards stability and culture.
Myth
Yeah.
would lean more towards culture and loyalty.
Yeah,
Okay.
I would posit either expansion or exploration as they give either culture or stability plus a boon. Expansion would flaw our stability, so maybe not that, but exploration would boost our stability, and then we could also just pick culture, and then that strains our economy, but we're on a tile that's going to give us an extra economy, so it just kind of sets it back to default.
Yeah, I think
Right.
that because we're going to be getting extra economy from the spot we're in, we don't necessarily have to put a focus on economy. And yeah, we can then go. I really liked exploration and kind of society culture kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna say exploration just based on location because it's all black, basically surrounding almost that hex. So
So
I think you're on
I
the
will.
border, so I could see exploration being, I guess, a good thing, and then definitely culture and Misha, believe it or not, is definitely about loyalty and culture.
So
So it sounds like exploration is what most of us have poked at.
okay, exploration is fine. Just keep in mind that that counteracts your economy boost from the
Actually,
location.
it boosts the economy. Oh no, I'm sorry, flaw. I misread it.
Flaw. Yeah, it's a flaw.
Yep.
So you take the minus to your economy. So your economy would have been a 1. It would have been a +1. Now it goes back to a 0 or a 10.
That's
Zero
better
is
than
is
if we
better
were in
than
a scenario
negative.
where we'd have a -1.
Right.
So
Right.
like so it's still we're still working okay.
And it
Yeah,
allows
you're
us to have a
you're
plus
not-
to two things instead.
Yeah, you are not starting with a deficit, so you do get the stability. Now, what would you guys like your free boost to go towards?
I posit culture. It sounded like a lot of other people.
I agree with culture.
I also was leaning towards culture.
Yeah, I can go with culture too.
Okay, is that everyone? Xander,
Oh
what do you
yeah,
think?
100% culture for me. Sure.
You've been
You
quiet.
don't have
I
to
want to
agree
hear
with
you.
Yeah, because we can
Yeah.
discuss it.
I want to hear you. You've been quiet.
I would like stability. Like you have to have a
You
stable base.
already,
We get a boost for stability.
Yeah, stability is the thing that comes automatically with it.
And then you get one free. You cannot choose the same as what your base is. So you can't choose stability again. That's the one thing you can't.
Yeah, so we get a boost in stability. Economy is a wash. Um, and then we get a free one. So it would be you could either do, I guess, right, either culture or loyalty. Is that
And I mean, technically, you can use the boost to counteract the flaw if you want to, but
right?
that's it.
I think loyalty is more important.
Loyalty. Okay.
Okay, let's discuss that then.
So yeah, at that point, what do you guys think is going to be more important to you fundamentally, loyalty or culture?
So maybe we can talk about what is our aim getting culture, and then we could talk about like what do we get if we get loyalty. How to like as I guess not as far as like the perk, but what does that build in this kingdom we want to build together, like the culture.
So loyalty helps you in regards to unrest.
Mhm.
And some kingdom events having higher scores with loyalty will help you. Culture helps you in regards to some things that also deal with unrest, like putting on festivals and art performances, art and stuff like that. Culture is important for that. I believe culture also has some stuff to do with like history keeping and the like. Um,
We are being gifted a great expanse of land that has beauties that cannot be yet described until seen. A people that would grow up here, children that would live here and know this place as home, should grow up to have a sense of pride in who they are. A culture of being from this kingdom that we found. So long as we also make sure to keep the people happy, unrest and disloyalty will not be a problem. A cultured people is a happy people.
I
It's
beg to
yours.
disagree.
Well, I want to. What do you think then?
I think many cultures have been used to stymie and put their people in chains. Those chains may be silk, but they're chains nonetheless. That's why I tried to overthrow my government.
I know little of where you come from or your people, but it sounds like there is a larger discussion to be had. But now is that time. Now is that time to speak.
When you put everything on being a certain way, because that's where you come from, it doesn't always garner trust, but a place where flaws are viewed less as uniqueness and more as a blight to be stomped out. Because of how I was born, they kept me in the temples because I was too much like the Naga to be among the others. And it didn't matter what I wanted. But that was what culture dictated. That's what the leaders dictated.
You describe a situation that is not too unlike my own. I, when we first met, I strongly viewed my ability with magic as a curse, something to be looked down upon. That was something that I had learned from my people, my culture. But it is with this group and these friends that we have made that I have been known, that I've been shown a greater truth about it. And I learn about myself and now this thing that is with me each and every day. We are the leaders of this place, of this kingdom, and we can decide what that culture will, what that experience will be. It need not be shackles. Your culture was different than mine, and I assume different than where Mason comes from, or even wherever, or Misha, or whenever myth comes from. All of these things factor together to what makes the culture that way. Melding all of our experiences together will make a strong tribe, a strong nation, and a strong hold.
I am with Dura on this. I want to build a place where families who have too many kids don't get sold off to temples and farms and other places away from their families because they can't afford to feed them, or people like you aren't hidden away because people are scared. And it might be easier to do that in a culture where people are taught that that's wrong.
But using your example though, and hearing Xandri's good words, we may that need to think about, yes, a culture is important, and it is like the roots of a tree. You know, we put these roots for the generations that keep growing off of them, but we are new and maybe need to show people that they have our loyalty so that way they know that they will not be sold and traded and kept away just because they might be a little bit different or they don't fit um, the culture. So Xandri, I hear you, and I will put my vote with you after your words.
Okay. So I've got 2 votes for loyalty. Is there going to be anybody else that's going to put a vote towards loyalty?
I can see and
Anybody?
I can agree in the argument of needing to have the loyalty of our people before we can even begin to build a culture that is going to be strong. The way I view it, the two go hand in hand. They are going to be a strong foundation for us overall, both in equal parts. But one without the other is going to cause them to fail on an overall standpoint. So if we unite now, build ourselves a loyal base of people and an understanding that they have our trust and we have garnered theirs, we'll be able to cultivate a culture that we are looking for and cause everything else to grow strong as well. So I will put my vote towards loyalty.
Okay. So we have, as of right now, we have 3 votes towards loyalty. I'm counting Dura and Aelin as culture.
Myth made what my brain was thinking make more sense.
Are you going to change from culture
Yes.
to loyalty?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Misha, what is your opinion on this?
Misha just likes to dance and make people smile. But within all that, my family, my old family, we kept to ourselves a lot, very loyal to each other. I would die for my family. I would die for my new family. But you also have to strive to smile and live with what life you have. If we strive for that, then I say loyalty and build
Okay.
from that.
All right. Well, Jumondi will look at Dura and be like, "It sounds as if you have been thoroughly outvoted."
They wish to require a people's loyalty before earning it, then I cannot. Then I will be outvoted. Yes.
All right then. Do we have any last comments on this before we move on to the next portion? No?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So we have that figured out. We have that figured out. So now we get to choose which type of government system do you guys wish to implement. I
Can
don't
we
think you guys
I'm sorry, go on.
I don't think you want to go for despotism.
Despotism, no.
Why not?
I just that's definitely the bad guy venue. I don't think this is the party for that. I could be wrong. I'll explain it to you
Warlord
nonetheless.
Misha. Warlord Misha.
So
I was gonna say,
despotism.
let's go through all of them.
Yeah, so for despotism, your nation's rule is centered around a single individual who has seized or inherited command and whose authority is absolute. The ruler of this kingdom still retains advisors and assistants, but only when they obey the ruler's whims. And just in general, I don't recommend that one.
Unless it's
it-
enlightened absolutism.
I still don't recommend it.
Sorry, historical deep cut jokes.
Oh yeah. But your ability boosts for that one are stability and economy, plus a free ability boost. Your skill proficiencies are intrigue and warfare, and you get the bonus feat Crush Descent.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you guys wanted loyalty. Might as well demand
Yeah,
it.
that is putting the emphasis on demanding loyalty.
Mm.
There is feudalism. Your nation's rule is vested in a dynastic royal family, though much of the real power is distributed amongst their vassals and fiefdoms. So you have one figurehead, but mostly it's the people that run the place that are actually in charge.
Technically, are we a fief of Lady Jumanji?
No.
I was
You are an
curious.
independent. You are an independent nation.
With
That is-
with diplomatic ties to Lady
Yeah.
Jumanji.
Yeah, they are
Correct.
The nation. Is the nation Brevoy or is that the city?
Yeah, the nation of Restov.
Yeah, Restov is sponsoring us to found our own equal nation to them.
Yeah.
I see 3 real options to put forward that would work for our group, but
Oligarchy.
yeah, oligarchy,
let-
republic, and yeomanry.
See, I want to pitch democracy.
I'll see myself the fuck out.
I sway towards enlightened oligarchy.
So, I will say that my other party picked oligarchy.
Yeah.
Oligarchy does work pretty well, but it's entirely up to you guys.
It
So,
does,
yeah.
and from the game sim, you get loyalty and economy.
Yep. Plus
And
a
then
free
Or
ability boost.
and yeah, free ability, and then arts and industry. That's sort of
And
culture
insider trading.
And of
You do
course,
get insider training, yeah. You do
Outstanding.
get the bonus feat insider training. There is Republic too. Elected representatives in a parliamentary body.
Pull together is a fun feat.
Yeah, they're all kind of fun. So democracy, because it was brought up. That one is basically magic wielders rule, non-spellcasters rule.
Yeah.
Now, does Dura support that, or is that a Fizzbang supports
Dura
that?
supports it.
And
And
is
I
that
will
him
tell you why.
rebelling because he's mad at his tribe?
I want to hear why Duro supports it.
Yeah.
I come from a place where what I am and and those with blood like mine were shunned and put down. This story is not unlike what Xandri has just told. I would like to build a country, a kingdom that emphasizes that these are strengths and not weaknesses to be had. With these exceptional skills, this access to magic, we can use to found a stronger culture and a stronger identity. Create a place for people to come who are also equally shunned and put down for the gifts that they have been given.
However,
I know wizards will bring a different aspect to magic than what I know. But I do know that to be a way to stimulate trade and economy. It can even be brought to inspire loyalty, since you all have put that so strongly. A place where everyone will be able to know magic will be a place that will see advancement and prosperity.
well, I don't discourage the learning or of magic, or I don't believe in stifling anybody's magical ability at all, excluding those of non-magic ability from any form of leadership. I don't think is a good idea, because one, those of us with magic are typically outnumbered by those who don't have magic. Our small group is the kind of the exception to the norm, with Magnus being the odd one out here. Mason, sorry, wrong. Mason being the odd one out here. But
And I don't really count what myth does as magic.
well,
how do you not?
Dragon Man. But the having the ability for everyone at least having the opportunity to have a say to some extent might be a better option.
I do not disagree in giving all a voice. I am not suggesting that we create an environment of magical supremacy. Because this says on Jamandi's paper here that it must be a government of magic users. I think we are allowed to disagree with that.
Well,
I would not deny Mason's ability to have leadership in a kingdom he is founding in part with us. But I would like to emphasize a kingdom that puts magic as a high priority.
Well, I agree we should emphasize that people with magical ability are welcome, accepted, and should never be shunned unless, they're using their magic to harm the other people of the kingdom. Raising the dead without pre-existing contracts, attacking others, etc. Because I do know there are cultures that, when I'm dead, you can use my body for manual labor or something. I've heard of stuff like that. But having the rules of a democracy, I definitely saying that wrong. Where it's essentially the most skilled magic users are the ones in charge on paper does sound not great. So,
So then
but
I petition that we found our own, perhaps a thomocratic oligarchy.
I don't hate that idea.
We take parts of one and parts of the other and create a whole government.
Can we do that?
I don't know.
With God's permission.
God.
Like if we wanted to take the ability boosts from oligarchy and the skill proficiencies slash like feats from thomocracy, I think that would be just fine.
Or do you want you said the skill proficiencies from democracy, right?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
said. Yeah, but it theoretically could go the other way around. But I think
Or
practical
the
magic is
bonus?
very good.
Yeah, the bonus feat.
The bonus feat and the skill
Yeah.
proficiencies from thomocracy are very good. And if we pick culture from oligarchy, then Dura would be happy. But then we get loyalty, economy, a second boost to loyalty. We'd bring economy back from the dead.
And then
And then we could get
probably
the
pick
culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that mixture of the two.
But what about
I can tell
Yeomanry?
you right now, if you didn't present the mixture of the two, Mason would very much argue against it. But he's also willing to compromise. He doesn't see. He knows magic is useful, but he also does see that this is magic. The few who are born with the aptitude for it, and then there's everyone else who is just. And he's thinking about right now. During your words are to take this and to educate people, not to rule over people with magic, but he's thinking
Give
the
magic
There are
to
people
everyone.
who will do that.
after,
Yeah.
the generations after when we're gone, what
Yeah.
happens? But I like your compromise. So if we can get the compromise, then Mason would go for it without arguing against you.
Like as is explained, Dura really likes the idea of what thomocracy would bring a people, but like does not like the way that it would be like the way that it is instituted in practice. Like he's not in support of a ruling council of mages and swords. He very much agrees with the ideas of an oligarchy, but he himself wants to put forward this idea of like giving everyone access to magic and making magic a founding part of or not a founding part, but like an influential part of the culture.
So here is my my compromise for you guys. I'm willing to mix the two. The skill proficiencies I'm definitely willing to swap around. Make sure you look at both insider trading and practical magic before you decide you want practical magic. Because insider trading is also extremely powerful.
They're both
Yes,
they're both good.
They both are very good.
They
I-
are both incredibly good.
I'm
So
trying to find in the
If someone
player's guide what
figures out-
page that is.
Here,
Yeah,
I
Mason
will
would-
copy and paste.
That works.
I personally really like Yeomanry because it makes us both happy with loyalty and culture. And Muddle Through is real fucking good.
Muddle Through is also really good.
Where's the other one?
But Yeomanry can also lead to some shenanigans in the future because of a decentralized government.
Yeah.
But
Yeomanry is also like your bargain bin version of feudalism, to be honest. Like from an actual econ government class standpoint.
Practical magic reads as such. Magic has an honored place in your society, and your people incorporate it into their everyday work to make life easier. You gain a +1 status bonus to magic checks, and you can use magic checks in place of engineering checks. In addition, as magic wielding NPCs find your nation a comfortable place to live and work, you reduce the cost of using the higher adventurers activity to 1 RP. Insider trading reads as follows. Your leading citizens share valuable business information with one another and with associates in other lands, and they hire one another's workers to supply the labor they need to fuel their production. You gain a +1 status bonus to establish worksite, establish trade agreement, and trade commodities activities. In addition, gain 1 bonus resource die at the start of each kingdom
Ooh.
turn.
That's pretty
Um,
strong.
That
seems
resource
pretty
die,
strong.
though.
My question is,
But we're going to be
Oh,
building
we
stuff all the time, and we could go very strongly into like the ability to build stuff like just within Magic for a number of reasons. Like Magic is very strong as a kingdom skill.
my question is for the insider trading stuff. It sounds like a lot of economy-based bullshit, and we've already
Yes.
shot that and pushed it into the lake.
Yeah, by taking the charter we did, we decided that economy
Hold on.
was not the thing we wanted to go down.
We are not technically done yet.
Yeah, you guys still have a long way to go before you've decided that. But
Yeah, 'cause once we are done with our government, we pick our free ability boost from our government, and then
there's there's more stuff to come. Yeah.
and then there's 2 more final ability scores.
Yes.
So how about we put the final feat on, or the free feat on the back burner for now, and decide on the extra ability boost, and then the other 2 ability boosts for now.
Well, so if you're going with oligarchy as your base, you're gonna get the oligarchy ability.
Yes.
It's the skill proficiencies you're okay to swap out. So at that point, it's out of the 4 arts, industry, folklore, and magic. Which 2 would you prefer?
Wait, so
Oh,
sorry,
wait, are you
you're telling
jumping-
us we have
hold
to
on.
we are taking insider trading and not practical magic?
Hold on. Elder Druid, I think we're getting muddled. I think you jumped to
You said we'll put the feet on the back burner for now and go through the skill proficiencies.
No, I said the ability boosts.
Well, yeah, the ability boosts are lore and economy.
Yeah, and then there's the free ability boosts that's after the other
Loyalty
2.
and economy.
So there's there's a free one after the 2 ability boosts. I'm assuming we want to go with culture since we haven't had the opportunity to pick that up yet.
That's what I pitched.
Yep. And then after that, for number 5, there's 2 free ability boosts after that, if I'm reading this correctly, Elder Druid.
Yes.
Okay.
We
can pick economy again, so we have an extra boost, or from there.
Great question. Are we looking to take folklore and magic and practical magic, essentially from democracy?
Yeah. So what I'm saying to you guys is, for the skills proficiencies, you can pick any 2 from the 4.
You
So,
pick
what-
art and magic, or folklore and industry, or arts and industry, folklore and magic.
What do they do?
Okay.
They're
Hold on.
like how you have society or athletics or any of your skills. Like when we do our kingdom turns, if we do anything that requires arts, industry, folklore, or magic,
Well,
we would use those skills and we'd be proficient with. So we'd have bonuses.
well, we basically have to pick our feet first, because if we're not using practical magic, magic's not as important.
It's true.
Excuse me.
I agree
that's
with that.
fair.
I think I think we need to figure out the feat finalization and figure out where we're getting our basis from as the important part.
And to be honest, if we end up picking folklore and magic, democracy just fits everything we need because it sounds like we're taking economy, culture, and loyalty no matter what we do.
And we'll just call. I mean, we can still call it an oligarchic democracy because we are not being a democracy. We are going to have the council thing.
Well, because it sounds like there's a.
Because that's really the flavor that we're being hung up on, is the flavor of how it all, like, what the description of it all is.
And realistically, what would be? I guess it would technically, what we're trying to push forward is a meritocracy. If you're good at what you do, you can be in charge of that thing you're good at.
Yeah, effectively.
So, do you want to do industry and magic?
So
I think industry and magic would work.
We're going to be building a lot, and practical magic letting us build things, engineering things with magic means that, like, we suddenly aren't going to have the worst time building anything, because engineering isn't even on the board at all for either of these things. So I think practical magic is almost necessary for us to do this if we're going to be constructing things. Which
I agree. I think practical magic is our better option.
Yeah, if we're gonna go this route, we're gonna need it. I think.
Also, we have bumped into a lot of magical beings.
True.
And you do know that
we want to have a good relationship with them.
You do know that there is a magic permeating the land that you're trying to settle as well.
That's
so
true.
There's that to be said about it also.
That's fair.
So
building an understanding of that land's the land's magic and the prior denizens, and having a ability to communicate because we both understand magic, which is fundamental to them, is going to be very strong.
Yeah. So we'll go with practical magic at that point.
What does folklore do?
Absolutely no idea.
That's where I'm
the
getting
tables actually don't have a breakdown for those. So
yeah, it's a little. Hold on, I've got a kingdom management sheet.
Do we?
Not a sheet. Not a sheet. No sheet. I have a kingdom management GM screen.
Dura finally feels like he came out on top of this discussion, so he's like, arts, industry, folklore, I don't care. I got what I want.
There are no folklore trained activities.
Let's change it to industry.
Industry.
Let's have our magical industrial revolution.
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, doesn't industry make sense for what we're trying to do then?
Yeah, industry probably does go hand in hand pretty well with economy, since we're like second guessing economy here and potentially going stronger into it.
It is an economy skill.
Folklore can be used to celebrate holiday or quell unrest. Those are the only things that you can even roll for it.
But if we do industry, we can make the new Eberron.
But
you can establish settlement, trade commodities, or relocate your capital.
We can also quell unrest with magic.
We sure could.
Yes.
With
what
most
does
skills
arts give us? Just so we're not ignoring anyone.
Culture.
So arts is craft luxuries, rest and relax, quell unrest, create a masterpiece, or repair reputation. Though that has the corruption tag.
What's its ability tag? That culture?
Culture, yep.
Creating luxuries is not a bad idea if we're also going to be going into trade.
Plus masterpieces?
Yeah, yeah.
And that might help us in the long run politically when we have to start talking with other rulers, or just getting people on our side. It could be a way to use it with that.
You also have 3 crafters in your group,
Yeah.
I think.
I'm a crafter.
We do have a lot of crafters.
So
what's
at that point, what do you guys value more, industry or art?
That's the conversation, yeah.
You know, I think it's art because that's culture. And like, I don't disagree with what you said. Just I felt that loyalty was more important.
Sure, no, it was a good discussion.
I think this is a real good spot for us to like give ourselves that culture boost, like in some
Yeah.
fashion, like to really hone in on that additive that we are mixing these concepts together.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that, like,
The ability
I
boosts, I think
think
we were talking
going-
about were loyalty, economy, and culture.
yeah, and I think going with arts is probably a real good idea.
My only, just to naysay one more time.
Sure.
My only, like, I also think arts would be a very good thing to have, but because we have not chosen culture more and more, industry is the mechanically better choice here, because we can have a higher boost to industry, to economy, than we will have to culture, because we only have, at this stage, we have +1 to our culture.
And
Whereas
0 to economy.
no, we'll have +2 at this point, right?
Depending on what we choose for the finalized ability scores.
I thought exploration gave us a flaw to economy.
It did.
Yeah. So at this point, your economy and your culture scores are tied for a +1.
I thought economy was a
Oh,
wash.
so
and it
then
was
after picking-
loyalty.
Yes,
I
but
thought it
you
was
guys
loyalty.
you guys put a point into it. I've been keeping track.
Because mechanically speaking, the government we selected was oligarchy, which gave us loyalty and economy and a free ability boost, which we then chose
Right.
culture.
I'm sorry. Are we, Elder Druid? Are you including the ability boosts from the democratic oligarchy already in that calculation, or not yet?
The oligarchy part, yes.
Okay,
Although it doesn't
then-
really matter which we choose, because it
Then
sounds
yeah,
like the
then
free
never
ability is
mind. Then
going.
then yeah, if that's the case, then arts makes more sense for our party, 100%.
Yeah, I
because
think if
you
we
just
do,
need to choose what you just need to choose what your free is, and
I
at
thought
this
we
point,
were
Ow.
ahead on economy.
yeah, no, you are not. You are tied economy and culture.
Okay.
Well, if both of our things give economy, and one oligarchy gives loyalty, a thumocracy gives culture, I assumed our free one would be
the
whichever one they
missing
think.
one. Yeah.
Culture,
Doesn't- yeah.
It should be culture. Yeah.
Yeah.
It literally
so,
doesn't matter which one we
So
choose.
with the free one being culture, I feel like
Yes,
the
if
skills.
you put your
I feel
your
it-
free one. Sorry.
Sorry.
Well, let me finish real quick.
Yep.
If you put your free one into culture, your culture will be at a +2. If you put your free one into economy, your economy will be at a +2. So that's
Oh, okay.
Wait,
then yeah.
Can we?
yes,
What?
you
I'm
can.
confused. I thought
The ability
exploration.
The
thought
the ability flaw only gets applied before you put your boosts in. You can still put boosts in on top of a flaw to counteract.
So to help exploration gave us plus stability minus economy. Then we chose plus loyalty. Then we
Yes.
picked lake or river, which gave us a +2 economy, so that neutralized the negative. So we were back to 10, so basically a 0. Then we have selected oligarchy, mechanically speaking, even though we're mixing it. So then we got a plus to loyalty, plus to economy. So now we're up to essentially a 12 in economy. And we got we selected free boost to culture, so that is also up to a 12 as well.
Yes.
If that's
Yes.
helping everybody understand.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you still have 2 free boosts to choose.
Yep.
So
So loyalty is
Uh,
+2, economy is +1, and culture is +1.
correct.
Yep.
So loyalty is your only +2. Everything else is +1.
So those
Yep.
last 2 free ability scores, where are they
Yes.
going to go? Because that could determine whether or not we take art or industry, or
Right.
whether or not
That's-
one would have a stronger, have more reason to take, rather.
So you've got 2 boosts. You got to choose between well, I guess technically your 2 free boosts can be anything. They can be loyalty, stability, culture, or economy.
So
They can't both be the same one, though, right?
no, they
Didn't
cannot
think
both
so.
be the same one. They have to be 2 different ones, but you can put them into any of the 4.
So if we do stability and economy or culture, we would have 3 14s and a 12. Basically, if we choose any of the two except loyalty.
Correct. Or if you choose loyalty, you'll have a 16 in your loyalty, which will give you a +3.
Yep.
So
But
it sounds like we as a group did originally all support arts, so one of those free boosts should probably go to culture.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
That
Agreed.
way, and then the other one, what do we think the other one should go to? It could go to economy, which then would mean arts and economy are equal again.
Which is the lowest, and would putting that one up one do anything?
if you put the two, if you put your one boost into culture, your economy and stability are both at a +1. So you would want to choose between either stability or economy.
Do we want to be a little more stable or a little more financially well off?
I think that one's. My view of it is that one's a flip of a coin. I think either one is going to be a perfectly fine neutral option.
Usually
I
investing
don't
in your
feel
strong suits.
strongly in either of those.
Usually investing in your strong suits is a little bit better than shoring up your weaknesses, but that's not always the case.
So just so you know, for what your economy counteracts, economy helps you counteract crime or is affected by crime, and stability is affected by strife. So,
what causes strife and what causes crime?
crime causes crime is caused from a lack of jobs, lack of infrastructure, and things like that. So if you lack economic growth, your crime will increase. Same thing for strife is it's kind of tied to your unrest a little bit. It's sort of tied to emotional unrest within your citizens. And you can get rebellions and things. So those are two things that it can. So like crime, you'll get people won't want to migrate into your nation. But same can be said for strife as well. They're all negative things. It's just a matter of which you want to prioritize. Do you want to be known as being a lawful and economically strong, or do you want to have a stronger focus on like community to a certain extent?
Community and culture. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got one vote towards stability then.
Yeah, I like that. Looking at that angle, so I'll put my vote towards that too.
Same.
Yeah, I also will put my vote.
Okay, so
Yes.
then we've got 4.
Stability typically would lead into a stronger economy later on.
Yeah, and you can always build into your economy later as well. So then at that point, I think we've pretty much decided that we want to put your skill point into arts.
Yes.
Yep. So it's magic and art.
I don't know if anybody is also trying to fill out the Excel version of the kingdom sheet, but I am view only, so therefore cannot do anything.
I am not
I
trying
made-
because my brain
I'm
cannot
not
split
in
that
that.
far.
I thought-
I made my own copy, so I am
oh,
filling
okay.
out my own
If you've
version.
got a copy, then I'm happy.
Yeah, if you go to File, Save Copy, or Make a Copy, you can do it
Oh,
on
sure.
your
I didn't
own
want to
side.
just have my own copy, though. I wanted us to have a copy together.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna
Alright.
follow along and then just have my own copy alongside. So
Now
I can
for
all
my
make it.
least favorite part.
Oh boy.
Jules at
Hoppiton.
dawn.
Well, actually, real quick, let's figure. Did we figure out a name, or are we just gonna hand wave that for now?
The meme is Duraland, right? It's either Poppetville or Duraland. That's the meme. Like,
Well,
I will-
like I said, if we're so okay, now we know we're gonna be by a major lake and river system, so we can use that in our naming. We do know that lake is going to be a big part. What?
The river specifically you guys are on is Thorn River, and the lake that you guys are on is Tuskwater.
We could
So-
incorporate something from that.
Ooh,
into-
Tusk Hull.
what was that?
Tusk Hull.
Tusk Hole.
Hull.
Hull.
Yes.
So being being that the orc tribes are sort of very, very, very loosely Native American in their like tribal structure. I looked up the word for fire in some Native American languages, and it's something close to Achila. And since we were talking earlier about doing something with a fire motif, I would like to posit that this is some information we can have. That Dura could even put forward as like this word means fire. It can be useful to represent. It represents us, who we are, the passion we have, etc., etc.
Mason would say, "Well, it's better than Poppet Land."
I was gonna put forward
How dare
Duratania,
you.
but
Sorry, you spoke literally right as he was trying to say the name. What was that?
Duratania.
Duratania? Okay.
I would like to not have the kingdom named after me.
I mean,
No.
I kept with that when you were dead. It was in your honor, and then you came back. So
I would have
Seems
just named it,
distasteful
True,
while I
after you.
live.
I would have named a tree after you, not a city, because then you would have continued to grow and roots planted. But I like your fire idea, the name.
The kingdom of Achila has both a meaning and it's got a ring to it. The kingdom of fire, the kingdom of Achila.
It does roll off the tongue pretty well.
It's a sexy fucking name.
If I may, though, from where I come from, we try to use parts of the land to name our areas. So with at least the with the capital, I'd like to use at least Thorn as part of the lake of the river, or what was the lake's name?
The Tuskwater.
Or use Tusk in our capital. So
Yeah,
Thorn
that's
or
what
Tusk,
I'm used to
or
also.
Tusk or thorn used in the name.
for the capital.
Yeah, for the capital city. I mean, do we all agree? Do we like the kingdom name of Achila?
I really like that one.
I'm fine with it. I like it.
My player brain keeps calling it the Kingdom of Chinchilla, but
I I will eat that fluff ball.
You know, if Tide Pods look good, chinchillas also look very tasty.
No, they're babies. They're fluffy like Luna.
Thornhold has a ring to it.
I like Thornhold.
It is also, however, taking naming conventions from my people. Our tribes are usually kept in, are named a hold after whoever the war chief is of the tribe.
Using hold is definitely shared by different cultures. I'm fine with that as long as we can incorporate a name of the area. So a Thornhold as our capital, I'm not against. I like the ring to it. If everyone else likes the idea of it.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Sure.
It sounds so.
For some insight, my Tuesday party named their capital Thornwell.
It sounds so.
There's not
harsh.
enough pomp and circumstance for Fizzbang's taste, but it does sound good. This doesn't have that kind of razzmatazz.
I'm right there with you. Like I'm looking for a little extra flair, but like it's still sitting. It's sitting good. I just something about it is just like firework. Give me another firework.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with it as it is. Verser Wallace is all capitals, Palace of Thorns. In my chat. But I don't think a capital city can be a palace.
How about Citadel of Tuskthorn?
Tuskthorn.
Tuskthorn, Citadel. I mean, the Citadel.
Don't we have to
part I
build a
like from
citadel then
Tuskthorn.
for it to be a citadel?
Yeah, eventually, yes, but semantics.
Well, when the city
first
becomes
20 years, you guys aren't really a citadel.
Well, when the city becomes large enough, we can call the town hall a citadel.
Yeah, he did say, Verser Wallace did say, the Capitol building could be the Palace of Thorns.
Yeah, that's true.
Who's gonna tell you it's not a citadel? The goblins you kill? No, we got goblin party members. We have a goblin in our senate.
I'm just waiting for
Knock,
the people that come to visit your capital and they're like Tuskthorn. These guys are real creative.
Right. Yeah, that's it too.
Look, I was trying very hard to get away from these two places, but it takes time, and the city names can we come up with?
Hey,
but we have time to sleep on it.
Yeah, I do my naming like all of my naming happens over a period of a week at minimum.
Like in the shower.
Exactly. Or in the screaming sweat, waking up in the middle of the night.
How do I say city of great weather? City of never bad weather. The weather is great. We call it Philadelphia. It's Philadelphia. It's because it's always sunny in Philadelphia. Done.
Every time I've been there in the last 3 months, it's just been rain.
That's the joke.
That's the joke. And the name of the show.
The Citadel of Everweather.
Everweather.
Everweather. Oh god.
Pleasant weather.
Oh goodness.
It's
like Pleasantville.
Merryweather. There we go.
Ah, Merryweather.
The best fairy.
Darn tootin'.
Make it blue. Right, Luna.
Blue fire is hotter.
Goodness.
All right. Well, we've got it split between Thornhold, Tuskthorn, and Merryweather.
We have to name it now.
Go get it, Luna.
I mean, you kind of do.
All right, so I'll write it down on 3 cards, and Luna will Bapcat it. How does that sound?
I appreciate the humor, but I don't know that we want Luna to make the final decision.
I don't think
Hey.
Luna's qualified to make final decisions.
Yeah.
I'll record it. Right, Luna? We just need to get you some sunglasses.
Could we use something from our journey from here to there and back again? Shut up. Like, is there something that we could take from our
Okay.
personal experience to name the place?
Okay, so like to play with that and to kind of
Mudslide.
well, yeah, funny.
Rebirth.
Well, what if let's take the idea like we're building on top of essentially the corpse of the stag lord that brought so much strife here to make something good. So we could take something from that. That is going to be the big story people hear from us. You know what I mean?
Another-
That's our
yeah.
story. That's what the bards are going to sing. So maybe that's what we incorporate for the capital.
Another chat suggestion on that note is Stag's Rest.
I was actually just thinking of that.
Yeah.
But I have
like
an
that.
idea for our flag.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
like
just the
Stag
stag lord's
Rest.
head?
No, fuck that.
On fire.
What about a phoenix?
How about what?
A phoenix.
Phoenix.
A phoenix.
Rise
It's
from the
fire, and we're raising it from the ashes of the stag lord's burnt out husk.
A
Hey.
phoenix. What about a phoenix standing on like a stag's antlers?
Yes.
Ah.
I do like Stag's Rest, though.
I like
I like
stag's.
Stag's
I
Rest
also
a
like
lot,
stag
too.
rest, and that's what I'm gonna call the tavern I'm gonna make, and then put his head above the bar.
Oh well, if you're gonna name the tavern Stag's Rest, then we can't call the capital.
No.
Yes, we can.
The tavern would be Stag's Folly.
Yes, thank you.
Mm.
Yeah. That's good.
I love the concept of just building the capital on the theme of fuck the stag lord.
Yeah.
Yep. And if he has any
Stags.
minions
Okay.
still alive, what are they gonna do about it?
And
Yeah.
it is a reminder to anyone who wants to destroy this nation on what we've done already and can do again.
Yeah, we could kill the Stag Lord again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Technically,
Sir,
you can
I'm
still
going to
kill-
avenge
Does a
the
good job.
stag
You can
lord.
Power.
I'm gonna avenge the
Alright.
stag lord, and then I threw his head at him.
Yeah.
So
So is
now
that-
we get to
What is
pick
Misha's
leaders.
opinion? I didn't hear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. No, Misha. Yeah. You got any opinions there?
Oh no, I said I like Stag Rest. I
Perfect.
said kudos to the chat. Whoever thought
It's
I think
Bertha
it was
Wallace.
really
It's
good.
Bertha Wallace.
Of course
Thanks,
it
Bertha.
was.
First,
Of course it is.
Verse
No, I
is
think
always
that
on
I
point.
think that's
Yeah.
great. Just yeah, absolutely right where we Axis is.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I put
Butcher's
it.
Bill.
I put it as Stag's Rest. Okay. So now we get to finally go through our offices. I don't actually think we're gonna have the time to get our full kingdom turn in.
No.
No, definitely not. So we'll get through the offices, and then I think that's probably
Okay.
going to be the end of it.
Okay, where is that in this list? There it is.
Let's maybe start going through them.
Right. So
Excuse me.
So
there's also
you've got
invested skills.
right. Well, the invested ones,
Oh.
you're always going to pick the same 4 because they give you bonuses to your abilities.
Yes.
The invested ones are less important than who's doing.
Okay. I have an important question.
Yes.
For going through the positions,
Mm-hmm.
is it better to just be like, I think this person would be very good at X and fill them in that way? Because I don't think anyone wants to be the ruler.
You're probably not correct there, but And who knows?
Who wants to be
Let's-
the Grand Pumbaa of ceremonies?
So let's start here with the ruler. What the ruler prefers. The ruler does most of the kingdom's ceremonies. He's your chief diplomatic officer. So they're the person that, like I said, deals directly with other kingdom rulers. So if the Sword Lords of Restov want to have an in-person meeting with an executive, you talk to the ruler first. They are the person who signs all laws into effect, pardons criminals when appropriate, and is responsible for the quote unquote appointing other positions, though we're not doing that. Oligarchy literally goes around that. Your key ability is loyalty. And vacancy is -1 to all checks and to gain 1d4 unrest at the start of kingdom turn. DC control DC also increases by.
So I have a thought, and no, it's not myself. My suggestion would actually be, and my brain always forgets her goddamn name, our first little bard sidekick, because she's good
Lindsay?
at talking to
Lindsay?
people. Yes, Lindsay.
No.
I think she'd hate it.
I think she'd hate it.
That's
Yeah.
the point.
But we like her.
I'm
I was
going-
actually going to say Misha.
The
I
ruler?
actually was thinking the same thing. Well, ruler is
Could you
just like
have-
the word, but I feel like it's almost like a you're like a diplomat.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
you're skilled in diplomacy, right?
I am. But it's a goblin thing. Could a goblin be a position of respect, I guess?
If not
We-
ruler, emissary.
We are a kingdom in all
That
things.
is for us to
If-
decide.
That is for us to decide. And if another kingdom would spit upon you for your blood, then they are not worth diplomating with. I don't know what the
Nietzsche,
word
if
is.
you're not worthy, then none of us are.
This is true, but I mean, even
I'm
Rupert
screaming. I love you.
doesn't like me.
Rupert's a horse.
Rupert is a horse. and
True, but they're
I think he likes you more than you think
Well,
But-
Rupert is going to be the viceroy, so it'll all work out.
because he can count with his hooves. People like that.
People like a horse that can count.
But I like I'm for if
What?
Misha wants it, I'm for him for this job. Because I think you do a good job.
I second this nomination. Or third, because I was not the second.
I will also specify for the player that ruler itself is a very hands-off role unless it's a role-play encounter. So I'm not going to make you sit down and write a full legal system, just so you're aware.
Unless you want to.
Unless you want to. That is fair. If you want to, go right ahead, but I'm not going to.
no. I mean, honestly, that's like doing that, writing a whole legal. So that's not my bag.
No. But
What's
that
that?
is.
A legal system? No.
To be
Roll
clear,
by the
Misha can
iron.
say no.
I would
yeah.
be flabbergasted if you showed up to session with an entire legal system fleshed out, and you didn't start the session with 3 hero points. For like the next several sessions. Like that
And
would be
mass executions on our part.
yeah.
Hooray!
Holy shit. Oh.
I mean, initially I was thinking emissary.
Keeper
If
of
you
the
turn down ruler,
secrets.
100% emissary.
Mainly because like I don't know if like I understand that we want to be accepted, but there are people that just don't like my kind, and yeah, I understand that.
Okay.
It sounds like
I know,
Emissary
I
is
feel
going to
like
have
can we-
more interaction with other kingdoms, however.
But it also sounds like they're going to be going over, like they'll have more minions.
I mean, was anybody else eyeing Emissary? Or Ruler, for that
I-
matter?
I'm just eyeing counselor to be liaison between people and government.
I was thinking a few things. So, can we go through more of like? Do we have to go like down the whole list while picking? Or can we go through them and maybe come back to it?
I am as people are voicing their interest in things or being voluntold for things. I am putting your name on a list on the character sheet.
Oh God, we're on the list
We
now.
will narrow it. We will narrow it down further from. Right now, I've got Misha under ruler and emissary and counselor Aelin. So, like I said, we'll narrow it down further from there. But we'll.
I do still think especially if Misha doesn't feel comfortable doing ruler, Lindsay is a solid option too. Because we don't want to leave certain ones blank.
No, you definitely don't want the ruler position blank. That one's a bad one.
Let me bring up the whole list of NPCs because like I feel like I'm forgetting someone and it's bothering me.
We should definitely start with our player characters though before filling in with NPCs.
Yeah, that.
Oh no,
Yes.
I agree. It just certain ones I know not all of us are gonna want to do.
Well, that's why I like that we can then go back and finalize later because someone who's not in the list right now for ruler might hear the other ones and maybe like the idea of it, and they'll go back into the running for it.
Yeah, and
Right.
Mark is
But-
totally flexible. Like I could do either or. I mean, just from character wise, like Misha just can't see himself as being a ruler of anyone. So
Okay. So, does anybody else want to put their name in for ruler?
but if no one else will do it, Misha will do
I
it.
mean, I guess I'll put my
Just-
name in it for now.
I will do it. If no
Yeah,
one else
just
will
just
do it.
up front at face value, just to have your name on the list.
I'll put my name on there for now.
Okay. So they got Misha and Mason there. Now, counselor. Counselor is just like she said, the liaison between and the citizen. They study issues with academic analysis, but also interpret the desires of the citizens, present proclamations to the people in understandable ways. So this is your government. It's your PR rep. It's your PR rep.
I do that in real life.
I would rather die.
Does anybody other than Aelin want to vie for the counselor position?
I don't think so.
It also just consists of me doing the help action a lot.
Yeah. But there we go.
I can
All
see
right,
no
that-
reason why
that-
Island should not have this position. She has already been doing this thing just amongst our group.
And I want to help other people because I grew up being a street urchin and I would like to see less street urchins and more people succeed.
Okay. This one's probably going to be the most hotly contested one. General.
I want a good, clean fight.
Mason,
So explain the job for general.
The general is the person who handles all offensive actions taken by your military.
While the concept of leading men into battle is initially very appealing to me, I recognize my own lack of wisdom in battle. When we fought the Stag Lord, my temporary but very real death at the hands of his minions showed that I do not have the greatest battle sense. However, Mason has shown great wisdom in tactics, and when it comes to fighting, he has given us good tactical advice. I think if Mason was in charge of soldiers and military, he would do a good job.
Thank you for those words. This is the position that I thought that I could fill and do a true service to our fledgling kingdom, because I want to build an army that's not necessarily of the sword, but an army of the shield. I want to make something that's going to protect us, because I know that we have people here that will help the fighting be the last of our means. There are people here that are willing to talk to others, and I also will help us talk first and swing a weapon last. But I will have people ready whenever we need them for the kingdom's defense.
I think you're the best option for it.
I agree. Plus, you already have the horse.
Yes, you do have Rupert.
Already have the horse. It's really
The
about
only
Rupert.
others possible would be Rupert himself as general.
He
Mason
does
is
have a
too
compelling
valuable
argument.
a force on the battlefield. The things I have seen him do to his opponents, it would almost be, it is slightly criminal for him to not be a soldier on the field. Let Rupert command the troops.
So, so other than Mason, does anybody else want to vie for general? Okay. Emissary. The emissary keeps the state secrets, oversees clandestine intrigues, and deals with the criminal elements within the kingdom. They manage foreign policy and interactions with other kingdoms, as well as the interaction with political organizations and power brokers at home. Whether or not your emissary is a public figure or someone who manipulates behind the scenes, the role in the kingdom remains the same. So the emissary can either be the upfront diplomatic face or the behind the scenes diplomatic face. It is entirely up to the person who performs the task.
I am vaguely interested in emissary.
Okay.
Misha has voiced their interest, but I agree. I also think that you have a mind that would make you exceptional at this task.
I do agree that even though I know, Misha, you want it, and if that's true what you want, I was thinking about Xandri for this. I think he would also be very good at this position. But it's up to you guys it's up to you two to discuss it and see if, because we need a ruler too.
Well, right now we're still just taking interest. So we've got Misha and Xandri then. Is there anybody else that wanted to express interest in this position? Okay. All right. This one's going to be a fun one. Magister. This is the person in charge of the magical in the kingdom.
I fought tooth and nail in this council meeting to ensure that magic would have a place in our kingdom and in our lands. It is the least I could do to fill this position and make sure that we do it in a way that it within the vision that I have pitched.
You'll certainly find no fight from me.
Neither from myself. I think um, the job would suit.
It is also the only position I could see myself fulfilling. Besides perhaps general, but as I have said, I do not think I would do well.
Is there anyone other than Dura that wants to vie for the Magister? Okay, well that makes that decision easy. All right. So treasurer. The treasurer monitors the kingdom's funds and the state of business and industry, as well as the citizens' confidence in the economy and the growth of manufacturing capacity. They work to ensure a fair market for all, investigate those who take, and handle any taxation. So just keep in mind, anytime you guys tap the treasury, the treasurer will be rolling an economy. So,
You have been cutting in and out for me. I'm
For a
getting
while,
about
yeah.
90% of what you're saying, but it's been getting worse.
Interesting.
Usually just leaving Discord and coming back fixes that kind of thing.
I thought it was just me from my internet issues.
How about now? We better?
Thus
Perfect.
far,
Yeah,
good.
sounds-
We'll let you know
sounds
if it
good.
becomes a problem.
Okay. So yeah, the treasurer does have to roll a check every time you guys tap your treasury for resources. So this is probably one of the more active roles in the actual management of the kingdom, alongside your viceroy. Your viceroy is the person who is your city planner. They're the person who actually handles the layout of your cities and your villages and that kind of development. Where do you put your roads and stuff like that? But your treasurer is mainly the person who handles the actual economic side of things.
I put forth myth.
Because he's a dragon.
I didn't say that. But you bring up a good point.
It's the role I'm definitely not most interested in, that's for sure.
I do find, Myth, that your intellect would make you an excellent counter.
Yes, that's fair.
Well, what I would like to know
What
what
about
you're
Lindsay?
interested in.
I am interested in Warden.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put your name there too.
Is that everyone then who's interested in something? Or am I
Yeah,
missing
We
either-
something?
haven't gotten that through. We're gonna go through all of them first. So we've got myth for treasurer. Is there anybody else for treasurer? No. Got it.
You quite literally had to teach me the value of your coins.
Therefore, it should be
Fair
me.
enough.
All right. So then the viceroy. The viceroy plans and implements the kingdom's expansion and development, both in its territories and in its settlements. They manage the infrastructure of the nation, overseeing major capital improvements and growing the networks that connect the hinterlands with the cities at the nation's heart, helping keep the kingdom moving and growing. So this is the person who builds the infrastructure of your actual kingdom and is in charge of, again, what buildings do you build? Where do you build them? What the kind of stuff are you going through in that regards? AKA, if you really like Sim City, this is your position.
Bizbang would be interested in this, but Dura is not.
Pat will resist the urge until someone whose character might enjoy it.
Yeah.
Myth wants nothing to do with that. I absolutely love those games.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yay!
What have we done?
Yeah, the problem is I don't think anyone's character
Mhm.
wants to do it. We have quite a few people, players that would love this
Yeah.
part of the game.
Yeah.
So
It's what I do for
Uh,
work. I have no interest in that. whatsoever.
Oh no, but that would be unstoppable.
I vote for one of the players who really likes this stuff to make an NPC that will do
Well,
this.
you don't need to make an NPC. So what I was going to suggest at that point is that
Why don't we just
if no one wants to take Viceroy,
name a proxy NPC, and then just we can work on it together as all interested parties can have a voice in the decision.
there would be two NPCs that would be the most interested in performing the task. It would be Akundayo or Tristan.
Didn't expect a Kundayo. Would have been last.
I didn't either, but I don't hate either of those.
Akundayo used to be a family man who ran a farm.
Nice.
I vote for dog.
He does not give you any more information than that. But
I was gonna say
That is,
Kundayo just because of dog.
Christian, what are your credentials?
He rubbed me the wrong way, that Tristan.
well, Tristan explains, it's in his faith's best interest to see the growth and development of everyone. Like, it's to make sure that everyone is doing as best as humanly possible.
I mean, because we're gonna have a large emphasis on magic, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for Tristan to have a part where we can bring a
I
little
agree.
bit of the gods into it too.
I agree. We should. I agree. His knowledge of magic will make him easy to work with, and Akundayo's unwillingness to be forthcoming with information on his own right leads me to not have faith in his abilities.
But he has a dog.
I do
No,
not
we're
care.
not
It
voting
is a
the
small
dog.
and yappy thing.
He's not small. He's a good boy.
He is small compared to
To a
wargs.
warg.
My vote's for Tristan.
Okay.
I also support this.
Okay.
I'm sorry, dog. They're racist.
Yeah, I Kundayo and dog.
It's fine. Okay.
Tristan.
I'm just apologizing to dog because they're racist.
If I could vote for dog, I would.
A vote for Kundayo is a vote for dog.
So,
At that point, just make dog ruler and be done with it.
I think he'd be great at diplomacy.
I'm going to nominate Poppet for
In dog we trust.
A vote for Poppet is a vote for Dog as my vice president.
So, here is my suggestion. You guys can voice your disagreements with it however you want, but it solves 3 of our issues currently. Mason, you're in 2 locations. You're at ruler and general, but you're the only person under general. So if I take you off of ruler and take Misha off of emissary, that puts Misha as ruler, Mason as general, and Xandri as the emissary. How do each respective person feel about that?
I'm good with it.
I mean, I still I can't wrap my head around Misha as a ruler.
You can make dog your vice ruler.
Like, I mean, like, and even in what is it, the oligarchy? I mean, it's not really a ruler per se. It's
No,
consider
you're
yourself
a
the
law.
puppet of the council.
yeah, it's like
You-
the what do you call it? The chairman of the board. So,
You're like a
Yeah,
mascot.
You're a diplomat and lawmaker. That is what you do, and you don't even necessarily make the
Hey,
laws as so much sign off on them. So
And when you have to talk to others, I get to give you the aid action.
Think of it as the best performance of your life.
Yeah. That's fine. I mean, to fill the
Hey,
role.
you are more than happy. You're more than welcome to say you don't want to do it.
Yeah, you could say no.
Yeah, like if you
I
don't
mean,
want to do it,
I mean, who's the? I mean, who are you gonna put in there? I mean, like from character wise, Misha's just happy to have a home, so he can't.
well,
Ruling is it's tough for him to comprehend. He's not the smartest goblin in the
so
bunch.
if you guys were to not put someone in the ruler one, let me see which of your NPCs are good for that.
Amiri has opinions. I'm sure that she would like to be considered
Oh,
for
yeah.
ruler.
Oh yeah, Amiri would have a ball with that. If you put Amiri in there, she'd be more than happy to do so.
Whether or not the DM
Um,
pitches Amiri, Dura pitches Amiri.
I
I
will
mean,
say
all I
Amiri
would do,
not.
is call sidebars the whole time because I have to talk to some.
So Amiri would be willing to do it. Her primary focus as a figurehead in any capacity would be community and military strength. So
These are both good things. I see nothing wrong with it. Additionally, she is one of very few. She is one of few who has voiced their opinions early on during this campaign. Not the meta world-shattering campaign, the campaign to take back the stolen lands. That had some sort of opinion on what kind of kingdom they would like to found. Others either remained quiet or had nothing to share.
I mean, it
Yuri, I
doesn't
believe, would
matter
make a
what.
good.
Does it matter what her opinions are? I mean,
I
when
mean, you all can overrule, but having someone that you can work with is probably ideal.
now, I guess that not to break it, but from a game standpoint, how does this work with like your individual skills, like within
So,
this, as the like?
your NPCs when in a leadership position will sometimes have special abilities or feats that they can use. So like technically, Amiri gets a couple of things. Putting Miri in a leadership position grants your kingdom the ability to build gladiatorial arenas. You have to wait until 15 to do that, but yeah.
How fast can Lindsay make libraries?
I mean, and then this is just out to the rest of the players. I mean, does it make more sense to have an active player as the ruler or an NPC?
Well, the DM did say that the ruler is kind of a hands-off position, so I think it does. I think it makes more sense to have a non-player be a non-player character be the ruler if it's more
Yeah,
hands-off.
and what does that mean, hands off? Like,
So
because
hands off.
I mean, honestly, I don't know what any of these positions. No
So
one really
again,
knows until we actually do something.
hands off means you're not actively doing something literally every kingdom turn. You do get anybody who takes an office gets to take up to 3 kingdom activities per kingdom turn. So you'll each get to do those. But like the ruler, because their specific thing is primarily around lawmaking and exclusively dealing with other monarchs, the ruler doesn't get asked to do much. And that's the truth of the matter. You're more there just to be a council vote.
Well, I guess what I was getting about is my skill set. I was trying to figure out how that if it would fit in better in that
Well,
than her or
because
someone else.
you are well, I mean you're you're both kind of boisterous and charismatic people. You might be a little better suited towards the actual diplomacy end of it. I will say Amiri is not very diplomatic.
He's direct. What's not to like about being direct?
But that's the decision for you guys to make.
Something to consider too, Misha, is while you would be the ruler, you wouldn't be doing this alone. We would all be here to back you up and give advice and counsel.
He kind of hangs his head and he just says, he's like, if everyone thinks this is best, sure, he'll say that. I'll try and do the best I can.
If your reticence to accept this position comes from self-doubt, Misha, know that even in capacity as a magister, I would not fully. I believe that there are many who would be better at the task than I, but they are not we. These things that we choose to do, we do because we choose to do them.
This is true. I just have always looked out for myself, I guess. And I can't imagine looking out for a lot of people.
Well, you're not looking out for them alone.
Yeah, we're gonna do this all together. We're gonna make sure we provide somewhere where anyone can find a home.
Okay.
Plus, if
So it
anyone is
sounds
the
like
most,
you guys are so... sorry.
plus if anyone is the most neutral among us, I'd say it would be you.
Fair.
Okay. So then your last offices to decide are your treasurer and your warden. Now, Myth had expressed interest in both, and I did see you just state that you would prefer
I
warden.
expressed interest in warden. Everyone else thinks I would do well as treasurer.
I feel like
kind
it's
of-
racism.
I begrudgingly went with it.
I feel like it's racism.
I had said Lindsay as the treasurer.
So Lindsay herself would express interest in being the treasurer. The only other person who would express interest in being the warden would be Valerie.
I could trust our. I could trust Lindsay to be treasurer with her ability to record keep and all.
I agree.
That.
Okay.
Have you seen the speed at which she writes?
I find my skills would be
Bookkeeping
better
would be
suited
swift.
as the warden.
Okay.
And she does write down everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Okay.
You know, as she's in the corner writing down this entire meeting.
Oh yeah. So at that point, you have all of your leaders decided.
Yay.
Misha,
All right.
you are the ruler. Counselor is Aelin. The general is Mason. Xandri is the emissary. Dura is the magister. Lindsay is the treasurer. Tristan is the viceroy. And Myth is the warden.
Yay.
All right.
All
We
right.
didn't skip
now,
a player character, did we?
N-
Everybody has a role. Okay, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, there's 6 players
Okay.
on here. So
Okay,
yeah,
good.
everybody's got an office.
Yay!
So our last action for tonight will be picking the 4 invested roles. Which mechanically there's only I think 4 that really make sense. But hold on. I do not recall which ones off the top of
Yeah, I
my
don't
head.
remember either. I know I said him forever ago, but
I know Warden is one of them because it's stability.
Viceroy, I would assume, because we're getting set up.
Well, you need to do you want to do one for each
Ability.
ability, yeah.
each ability. Yeah, you want to do one for stability, which is going to be which is going to be Warden. You're going to want one for economy, which will probably be Treasurer.
What do you guys saw?
These give you bonuses to your skill chip, your abilities. When a
Ruler,
role is
Magister,
invested,
Treasurer, and Warden. They represent the 4 types of checks that can be made, and almost exclusively want to invest in each of them each turn, so we can get a bonus to each attribute. That's what I
so
said.
all of your attributes
earlier.
now go up.
Yeah.
Which sorry, what were the 4?
Ruler,
Where is it?
Magister, Treasurer, and Warden. Ruler is loyalty. Magister is culture. Treasurer is economy, and Warden is stability.
Right. So now, at the end of all of that, your ability scores are culture +3, economy +2, loyalty +3, and stability +3.
Woo.
I like it.
We take those.
All right. And that is your level 1 kingdom character sheet.
We have 6 D4 resource dice, guys.
We
yeah,
love
you
that.
do.
I didn't
Yeah,
fill out
that's
the sheet,
really
so
good.
There, so in the journals tab on Roll20, Elder Druid has made a Achila character sheet and has filled that out while we were making all of these decisions, so you can see the character sheet there.
Yes.
oh nice.
Yep. So your character sheet is completely filled out. Your feat is even entered in. So then who picked Viceroy? Nobody picked Viceroy. All right, I get to build your capital for you.
Oh,
That's
we
gonna
don't
be
get
fun.
to decide it together like I had pitched. That's fine.
Oh
it's
no,
'cause
we can
in
do that too.
An NPC is technically our viceroy. So
I
Yeah,
mean,
though-
technically, though.
It was. I mean, we could include you in it, obviously. Like we kind of have to, but like we can all just work
have
together.
to, yeah.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
you
think
all- we can all-
we're all like out of character. We all want this, but we can't. We can't do it.
Look,
Yeah,
the
no,
two
we
NPCs,
can.
the 2 NPCs are the ones that do the most micromanagement.
Honestly, though, it's not a bad call. Sometimes those are some very involved positions, and automating them is easier.
Yeah, if we end up hating it, then we can just let you do it.
Well, what have I missed?
Yeah,
My internet disappeared again.
Oh.
Oh no.
We were just talking about whether or not we all wanted to do the building of settlements as a collective, or have it be automated. My only argument for it being automated is that, keep in mind, the more time we spend doing things like building settlements and planning kingdom stuff, the more time it takes away from adventuring. I'm fine with it. That's whatever experience you guys want, I am happy to provide for you. But
why does it look different?
Think about.
Put it back.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I closed it. I had it open too,
It was
so
green,
and I saw
and
you
now
moving
it's
in.
brown.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I know what you did. Hold on, I'll fix it.
Is there a
You
default?
accidentally went into the settings and changed it from a
There.
kingdom
Oh, I didn't
sheet
do anything.
to a character sheet.
Okay, it was me. It was me, because the bottom, there's a thing that just says change sheet type, NPC character. You just click on it.
Ah.
Click it.
Yeah, don't click that.
I thought they were tabs.
They do
No.
look like tabs.
I think we built a very good kingdom, guys.
I think the only thing we didn't finish was invested leader skills.
What is that?
We
Number 7.
Where is that? What page?
It's still on the creation tab on the Excel sheet.
I'm not in the Excel sheet.
I wasn't a part of that. That's
Sorry,
I
was just
opened
pointing-
it, but I wasn't filling it. I thought someone was filling it
I
out.
was
but
just
math
pointing
I'm
that
not
out.
aware of.
Oh
I
no,
was
that's
just
what we
pointing
just
that
did.
out.
That's the invested. We invested those leadership positions, so that way we got the skill of. We got the various skills.
I was clicking invest on a different sheet. We didn't select leadership skills.
I don't
Okay.
understand what you mean.
Yeah.
You're saying the same thing twice.
No, what we clicked was investing on
We invested the
leadership
roles.
the roles, not the leadership
The
skills.
skill checks based on that.
I was pointing that out to Elder Druid in the assumption he knew what I was referring to.
Each of the 4 invested leaders chooses to apply the trained proficiency rank to a different kingdom skill. Oh, okay. So we now have to pick kingdom skills.
So each invested leader. So that means that, yeah. So Misha.
Lindsay and Myth each pick one.
Right. Lindsay is going to pick folklore.
Yep, that makes sense.
Or scholarship. That's up to you guys. Folklore or scholarship.
Where is this at?
It's on the kingdom character sheet in Roll20. It should be at the top because it's alphabetical. Achila. It just doesn't have a picture.
Yeah, I have that, but we're selecting skills. Like, I don't know where the choices are.
Scroll
down,
all the way
scroll
down.
down.
It says like agriculture, arts, boating, defense,
Oh,
engineering,
okay.
exploration, folklore, that stuff. So, yeah, Lindsay offers either folklore or scholarship.
Okay. God.
It looks like we're already trained in magic from our one choice, I guess.
Yep.
Yes, you are already trained in magic from being from
Magic and arts. Right, that's what we picked those two. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah, I will do, of course, politics.
Okay. All right. So which guys would you between scholarship and folklore, which would you guys prefer?
Folklore sounds more
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
folklore. I
let's
think
hit
it comes in a
folklore.
lot of good uses.
Yeah, Lindsay is more about the storytelling aspect than the actual like studying
information.
side. Yeah, so that's why I leaned towards folklore, but I wanted to give you the choice because scholarship is something she also does abide by. So then we've got who else has got to pick one?
I do.
Myth, Myth and Dura. Got to pick skills.
Obviously, we are in a democratic oligarchy, so I am open to other people's opinions here. The no-brainer would have been magic, but I can't pick that twice. So
My suggestion would be either trade or exploration for anybody.
I am considering warfare. We want to be able to fight if needed.
I'm thinking defense myself.
Or defense. I see.
What's the difference between
the warden would definitely make sense for defense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
what
thinking
is-
defense is what I'm leaning at.
All right, I'll put you down as defense. What was that, Mark?
what is the difference between the politics and statecraft?
So
Mechanically,
they are. Yeah, mechanically they're a little interchangeable. Politics is more about the actual relations, where statecraft is like the paperwork side of things.
Okay.
That's coming up with the actual treaties and contracts and stuff like that, where politics is developing those
It's just
relationships.
the schmooze, and the rest is the actual whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, Dura, you're the one.
Right? What was the suggestions? Trade or
Exploration.
Exploration. Or
One would make
warfare,
it-
like you had suggested. That's
Yeah.
also
And
a
you
good one.
said warfare.
Well, I was suggesting
how-
those because expanding or resource gaining.
exploration is going to be how in game? What does the use of these skills look like? Like, how often do I think we'll be using exploration versus warfare or something? Like, when do these roles come into play?
So exploration, and stuff like that will usually come in when you're scouting or claiming new hexes. But wilderness is also equally interchangeable with that, and you actually have a better
Do a
score
better
for
score
wilderness.
there, yeah.
So if you're gonna do exploration, my recommendation is actually do wilderness instead. You will roll wilderness more often.
What was Andrew
Because
gonna
of-
say?
because of where we are, how important is boating?
I mean, that is an economic thing. That's entirely how much emphasis you want to put on it. You are on water, so you have access to it a lot earlier than some may. But that's largely on you. I can't answer that really.
That could speed up travel.
And is warfare and defense interchangeable then, or what's the difference
No.
between those?
So defense is when you're being attacked. Warfare is when you are doing the attacking.
Do we think we're ever going to get put in a position where we will attack somebody else directly?
You absolutely will.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think we will definitely be put into that position.
I'll give you the out of game clue. You absolutely will.
Yeah.
Also,
It'll take
like-
time, but yeah.
Look at
Oh,
us.
On page 20 of there's a nice table, if anyone,
Yeah, there's an
with all
army
the
activities
skills,
table.
and it has a nice breakout of all these skills, key abilities on training.
How often do we get to up the skill number?
Every couple of levels, every couple of kingdom levels.
Because here's
Okay.
the thing though, like warfare, like I have confidence in our character's ability to go in and win a fight. But
Oh,
that's
yeah?
not warfare. That's not that's like I don't believe
No.
that is how this will end up working.
No, we're still sick.
warfare is for your military. That has
Mhm.
nothing to do with you guys individually.
But exploration I see us doing ourselves or hiring NPCs to do, which is probably where the exploration or rather wilderness would come into play, right? Like that's
That's our charter.
Wilderness
too.
comes in when wilderness comes into when you're trying to clear hexes and certain things like that. So like that's why I say wilderness is something that you will roll fairly frequently.
my worry is like I want to go towards wilderness, right? But like leaving warfare untrained is just that sounds like shooting yourself in the foot later down the road.
I think we should invest at least at this point in one in warfare, because I think it's something that we're gonna need, and we're not sure when we
Yeah.
don't want it to pop up and we don't have anything in there.
I will also state that wilderness does not have any trained activities, but pledge of fealty is a warfare trained activity.
What's that
Yeah,
do?
I'm just looking at that.
Yeah, I think not shooting ourselves in the foot for warfare is and going warfare is better than trying to pick up wilderness. We can always I am certain we will have the opportunity to pick up wilderness later or a different.
Yes,
Skill.
you'll get skill points. You'll get skill points as you level and stuff
Yeah.
that you'll be able to do stuff with.
I think I think that's the best decision for us to go. And the way that probably looks in game is like, oh yeah, we make magic weapons. Our military, like all of our soldiers, get like a magic wand or something like that.
Or enchanted like weapons and armor.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, we
also
output
part of it.
runes and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
magically upgrade our military. Everybody gets a little pin that lets them fly once a day, and now we have a magical air force.
There you go.
Done.
All right. Well, now I think we're officially done.
Woo!
Thank you.
With the character sheet.
Yeah. Thank you for pointing that we needed to do that out, or we would have had really bad rolls.
No
Yeah, no,
problem.
absolutely. That was a good catch. I completely forgot about those.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah, that is everything though. And then so next time, so in between this week and next, make sure you guys get a chance to go over what your kingdom activities are going to be. Each of you that maintains an office, which is everyone, gets to take up to 3. So look at what your office does, what you can do, what you might want to do, what you might want to hold off on. Now, I will say that just because you can do up to 3 doesn't mean that you will be doing 3 all the time.
It's just like a normal
There's gonna
turn.
be some, yeah, there's going to be some instances where resources are just not going to make it viable for you to do all the things that you wanted to do. But like we'll handle that when we get there.
Where would I find those things on the player's guide, or is there a better spot for that?
Yeah, like at what can you do activity like choices wise.
So, oh God, I wish I had.
Oh, it's just literally any of the actions that utilize your skill, I guess.
Yeah. It's pretty much any of the kingdom activities that feature your skill. Yes.
And all of us get to pick 3? Or
All
only
of
the
you get to
invested?
pick 3. No, all of you get to pick 3.
Fantastic.
Which page does that start on?
What?
Turn
It
tracker?
appears,
I'm so lost.
it appears that the kingdom skills begin on page 21 of the Kingmaker Player's Guide, which I will paste a link in Kingdom Management now.
Please and thank you.
It describes like how it all works and stuff, but then also like as you scroll down, there's like abandon hex, build structure, claim hex, clear hex, focus detention.
I will say
like all these things.
Those specifically, the claims, clear hexes, and stuff like that, those are going to be separate from your individual kingdom activities.
Okay.
So don't worry about claim, don't worry about clear a hex, and don't worry about settle. Because those are going to be specific so your kingdom gets to make up to 3 activities, and then you each get to do things.
Okay.
This is why kingdom turns take an extremely long time.
So we're looking at like build structure, establish settlement, stuff like that.
Well, not established settlement, but build structure, yes. Established settlement, actually, yes, because that's a viceroy thing. So
Yeah, I found the culture stuff. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, all of that. Claiming a hex is a kingdom thing, so that's a separate thing. But
All right. Do we want to try to schedule a time to meet for interested parties to build our founding city capital? That's the word.
my open available days are currently Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So I am happy to sit down any one of those days to sit and talk with people.
I wouldn't mind Thursday.
Thursday would not work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you? What about earlier? Like, not
Oh,
like
if it's
super
earlier
early,
Thursday, that would be
Tuesday?
fine. If we were done by 7, that would be fine.
I can't guarantee that because sometimes my work will not let me get home at that time.
Right.
Would Friday or Saturday be better for people?
Friday would work for me.
What time are we talking?
This weekend I will not be.
I was gonna say
I've
Friday's
got a
probably
number
not
of
so
things
good
going
for
on.
me.
This will not be streamed. I'm just gonna I'll record it in, and if it's good and entertaining, I'll post it to YouTube.
Yeah.
And if it's not entertaining, then I delete the VOD forever, and you'll never know.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll be it.
We'll just go over it again. What our decisions were on Monday.
As of right now, though, just because of the time, I do have to dip out.
Mhm.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll handle it in scheduling.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out in scheduling. And we'll figure it out. We'll definitely get a day in before next week.
If it comes down to I'm the loose end, then just go without me.
Yeah,
That's what I'll say.
we'll figure it out. We'll try to hit as many people as we can.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. If I'm the loose end, just feel free to.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
then.
at this point, we're just building a settlement, so it's not going to be that crazy.
All right then. Chat.
All right.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, thank you for helping us name our settlement.
Yes, exactly. Kudos. And good night.
And good night.
Good night, all.